Steph here from Sifandos.com. I want to discuss with you today the role of fear in our lives. And there's an old passage from an old Hebrew text, and it goes a little bit like this. Cowardice is the worst of all measures. Fear is the gate that the fool opens and the wise locks. When fear sneaks behind you, know it is a creation of your thoughts. Clean your thoughts and fear will vanish. Only then will your life become valid. What is within you will bring you life. What is not within you will bring you death. Now, I find this very interesting because I begin to contemplate this and begin to understand that our focus becomes our reality. If we consume our minds with fear, if we consume our minds with a perception of what may be, and we future worry and we future think, we become that in the present. We become that in the now. What we are thinking of, we become. What we are contemplating moving forward, or in a forward-thinking pattern, we become in the now. You see, fear is something that is detrimental to our health, our physiological health, but also our cognitive, psycho-spiritual, psycho-emotional health. And if we allow fear to infiltrate the chasms of our being and infiltrate our minds, what generally happens is we become restricted by that fear. And part of that passage, fear is the gate that the fool opens and the wise locks. What this means is that, the way I interpret it, is not that the wise lock the intrinsic value that fear can bring us, but the wise do not allow the fear to continue to penetrate us, and do not allow fear or perceived fear to rule our lives, to rule and dominate our thoughts and our inner state. We are not controlled by fear, but rather acknowledge it, understand it, and move through it. We step into courage. And in order for us to grow and expand and learn deeply from life, we must step into our courage. We cannot be restrained by the shackles of fear. And it is a choice to do that. It is a choice to be constrained and restricted and constricted by fear. So I urge you, when confronted with a fearful path, or what you perceive to be scary, for lack of a better term, understand where that fear is coming from. Do not allow that fear to manipulate you, to become bigger than what it actually is. Understand it. Learn to understand it, to move with it, and step into your courage to overcome fear, because fear, like failure, is a feedback. It's a feedback into our own lives. It's a feedback into who we are. And it's a feedback into what we must do, what tools we must develop, what creative outlet we must express to set our life's trajectory in a way that is beneficial to who we are and to those around us. Guys, we speak to fear extensively in my weekly wisdom webinars. Please feel free to jump online and register. We speak to fear, we speak to stepping into our courage, we speak to owning who we are and understanding our environment, and also our interactions, the people in that environment, the choices we make in alignment with who we are. The link will be below. Check it out. Thank you for listening. Be courageous.